Hello everyone, I'm Paul and this is problem 1861, rotating the box. This is a medium problem and next I will show you my intuition, approach and efficient solution. We are given a matrix representing the side view of a box. So let's say that we are given this, which corresponds to this input. In this box we can have stones, obstacles or empty cells. These are stones, these are obstacles, these are empty cells. Now, we need to return the matrix after rotating the box 90 degrees to the right. After the rotation, we get this, which corresponds to this output, so this is the result. For example, if we look at the last row, it corresponds to the first column in the final result. As you can see, the stones are now on the bottom. This is because of gravity. And remember that we have obstacles. For example, here in the first row, we have 3 stones and an obstacle. After rotating this 90 degrees, here in the middle column, we have 3 stones, the obstacle, and then empty cells. We have gravity, but the stones don't fall because of this obstacle. Maybe you're thinking about building a matrix corresponding to the dimensions of the final output and storing stones and obstacles in the corresponding places. But this might become tricky. So we are given this, and after the effect of the rotation and gravity, we get this. So let's say that we are working only with this matrix. We want to simulate gravity here. This means that we can push stones to the right. So if we had this in the last row, after pushing stones to the right, we have stones in the last 4 columns, and these first 2 columns are empty. And after simulating gravity here, we can rotate the matrix 90 degrees to the right and get the final output. Now the main question is, how can we get this row simulating the effect of gravity? Let's say that we only have the last row. What we can do here is go through the cells from right to left and store each stone in the first available space that we have already seen. Let's see what this means. Up here we have the columns, and the first empty cell is at column 5, meaning this is empty initially. And we are going through these cells in reverse one by one. So we start from this one. Given that this is empty, we can continue with the next one. Here we have a stone. So we can check where do we have the first empty cell, and it's at column 5. So we can move this stone from here, which means that now this is empty. First we remove the stone from this column and then we add it here in the first empty cell. And given that, well, now this is not empty anymore, we need to update this to 5 minus 1, so this is 4, which means that now here we have a stone and this is empty. Next we are here, this is empty, so we continue. Next we are here and we have a stone, so we check what's the first empty column, and it's 4, so we put this stone here. First we remove it from this cell and then we add it here. Now empty is 4 minus 1, meaning 3, which means that this cell is now empty. Next we continue with this stone, so we check what's the first empty cell, and it's 3. So we put the stone here, but first we remove this stone. Now empty is 2, we are here and we have a stone, so we remove it and add it in the first empty column, meaning here. And now this is the final state, which means that then we can rotate this row to get this column and repeat the same process with every other row. Now, what if we have obstacles? Let's say that we are looking at this row in the middle. We know that the first empty cell is at column 5, meaning it's this one. So we go through these cells one by one in reverse. We repeat the same process. First we are here, this is empty, so we continue. Next we are here, this is empty, so we continue. Next here we have an obstacle, which means that now empty is at 3 minus 1. Why? Well, because if we move 5 to 5 minus 1, we get 4, so we are here. And this is empty technically, but we have just seen an obstacle. So the first empty cell in which we can place a stone is now given by the current index 3 minus 1. It's here. So empty is now 2. Then we are here and this is a stone, so first we remove it and then we add it to the first empty cell, which in this case is 2, so we add it right here. We need to update this to 2 minus 1, so this is 1. Next we are here, this is another stone, so first we remove it, then we check what's the first empty cell, it's 1, so we add it back here and the new empty cell is 1 minus 1, which is 0. Next we are here, first we remove the stone, then we add it, so we get this, and this is now minus 1. So this is the final state, and after the 90 degrees rotation we get this. So we are simulating gravity with every row, and then we rotate the matrix 90 degrees to the right to get the final output. Time complexity for this is big O of n times m, because we are going through these cells to simulate gravity and then to rotate the matrix. And space complexity is the same because of the required space to build the output. So with this in mind, let's see how to code it up. First we say that n and m are equal to the length of box grid and the length of box grid at row 0. And now we can go through every row, so for I in range n, we need a variable empty, which is initially the last column, m-1, and now we can go through the cells in the current row in reverse, so for every column in range from the last one to -1 in steps of -1, the current value is equal to box grid I shade. And now we can check if this value is equal to an obstacle, we just update empty to shade -1. Else if the value is equal to a hashtag, this means that we have a stone, so first we remove it and then we add it to the corresponding new position. So we say box grid I shade is now a dot, which means that this position is empty now. And then we say box grid I empty. Remember that this corresponds to the last empty column. This is now equal to a stone, so here we use hashtag. And we need to update empty, so here we subtract 1. And that's it. Now we can rotate the matrix 90 degrees to the right. For this we can build a result for the final output. So this is an array which includes an array with none times n for every index in range m. Remember that here we are swapping n and m because these are the corresponding dimensions for the output. And now the shortest way to rotate the matrix is we can say for every index in range n and for every column in range m, we say result at shade, and here we take n-1 minus I is equal to box grid I shade. There are different ways to do this, but this is the shortest one. So after doing this, we can just return result. And this is the entire code. So let's submit this and see if it works. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. So if you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.